right. Think we are live once again. Um, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm recovering from a small cold, so excuse any coughing or sneezing. Um, yeah, let's get right into it. Today we are on section 3. We completed section 2 yesterday. All right. Which of the following stands for the domain name system security extension? Which of the following stands for the domain name system security extension and provides a way to validate the information received from a DNS server to ensure that it did come from the right server and was not changed as it moved through a network? Um, DNS sec. D. Yep. Uh, DNSSEC stands for Domain Name System Security Extension and provides a means of verifying the information obtained from a DNS server, ensuring that it actually did come from the requested DNS server and that the data was unaltered as it passed through the network. DNSSEC uses public key cryptography to sign the data added to a DNS server, allowing the recipient of the data to verify its accuracy using digital signatures. All right, let's move on. What is a screen subnet in network segmentation? It's a completely separate network just for incoming traffic from the internet. Separate virtual network uh, created within a switch to separate the devices locally. Physical, a physically separate network segment created by air gap switches or devices. A network segment built for vendors, partners, and I was gonna take my best guess here. I'm gonna throw D as the option. I don't actually know what a screen subnet is, so I'll have to do some reading on that one. All right. Excuse me. Um, a screen subnet is a completely separate network just for incoming traffic from the internet. It allows people to come in from the internet. Usually, they connect to a firewall, and the firewall redirects them to the screen subnet. Instead of accessing the internal network, all users access the services on the screen subnet, and additional security measures can be set up to ensure that no unauthorized access is allowed to the internal network. So come back to that one. Which protocol is used to secure communication with LDAP servers, providing a level of security by utilizing SSL? Well, this would be LDAP S, or LDAP Secure. Um, Essentially, it is the encrypted version of LDAP. So I'm going B here. Yep, LDAP. Uh, LDAP-S is a non-standard version of LDAP that provides a level of security by using SSL to communicate securely with LDAP servers. It is used to ensure secure communication when accessing a centralized directory on the network. Which of the following protocols uses SSH to provide encryption for file transfers? Um, Uses SSH to provide encryptions for file transfer. This would be SFTP. The the S is in the S here is uses SSH to connect to the server and then do a file transfer. FTPS is SSL. Go with D here. Is the answer. SFTP uses SSH, while FTPS uses SSL to encrypt information. SFTP includes additional management capabilities such as the ability to resume in interrupted transfers and manipulate the file system. LDAP is a protocol used for accessing centralized directories and can use SASL for security. SNMP v3 is a version of simple network manager protocol that includes encryption, integrity, and authentication capabilities. All right. um, what is a screen subnet? Well, we just had this one. This is a uh, what is a screen subnet in network segmentation? Physical separation, logical separation using VLANs, a separate network, incoming traffic to access applications without access to the internal network. A network only accessible within the organization uh, to access company private information. I think the answer here is C. Um, a separate, yeah, screen subnet, also known as the demilitarized zone or DMZ, is a separate network designed for incoming internet traffic to access applications without providing access to the internal network. This is accomplished by redirecting internet users to the subnet via a firewall and setting additional security measures to prevent access to the internal network. Which of the following is a method to enhance the security of DHCP? Um, HTTP protocol to communicate. No. Authorize DHCP devices with Active Directory. Allow DHCP communication from any interface in the switch. No. Increasing number of MAC addresses that can be seen in a particular interface. Going with B as the answer here. One method to authorize what devices are able to act as DHCP devices on a network by configuring Active Directory. This ensures that only trusted devices are allowed to provide DHCP services. Which of the following is a public-private key encryption mechanism that allows for protection of information within emails as well as digital signatures for integrity? This is that's mime or meme. Secure multi-purpose internet mail extension is a public-private key encryption mechanism that allows for protection of information within emails as well as digital signatures for integrity. It requires public key infrastructure in order to manage these keys properly. What is east-west traffic in a data center? B sounds like the right answer. This one, I personally don't know. Haven't heard this term be used, so we'll go with B here. Yeah, so traffic between devices that are in the same data center is defined as east-west traffic. The traffic is usually local inside of the same building, resulting in fast response times between these devices. North-south traffic refers to data that is either inbound or outbound from a data center. Choices A, C, and D are incorrect because they do not accurately describe east-west traffic. Which protocol can be used to access a centralized directory on a network? Um, LDAP. LDAP stands for Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, which is a standard protocol used to access centralized directory on a network. Commonly used directory sources such as Microsoft Active Directory, Apple's Open Directory, OpenLDAP can be accessed using LDAP. It is important to note that LDAP secure or LDAP S can also be used to secure for secure communication with an LDAP server. What is a screen subnet in network segmentation? So seems to be the same question kind of over and over again, except a little different. Complete separation from the network. So I think the answer here was A. Looks like the same options, so we'll go with A here, and then we'll move on. Which of the following security features of a DNS ensures that information came from the correct server and was not changed as it traversed the network? This is DNSSEC. I think we had a similar question in a couple of questions ago, but we got that one right, so let's move on. What is a extranet? It is a network that's only accessible from the inside of, this is an intranet. Intranet is a network designed for vendors, suppliers, and partners needing access to internal resources. Okay, a completely separate network just for incoming traffic from the internet. Okay, a logical separation created within the same device. Seems like B would be the right answer here. An extranet is a separate network that has been designed for vendors, suppliers, and partners needing access to internal resources. It is very similar to a screen subnet, but an extra net commonly has additional authentication that is required. Unlike a screen subnet, we would not allow full access to our extranet from the internet. Instead, there would be an authentication process or a login screen that would then gain you access to the extranet. Okay. Which protocol uses SSL to communicate securely with an LDAP server? Um, we've had a similar question like this. It seems to be repeat questions tonight. C is the right answer here. But those are good. I mean, asking the question just slightly different, right? That's a way to stump people because there is such thing as the memorization of questions. So it makes sense that if you just ask it slightly different, can they still answer the question? So I think that's a good way to do it. What is the main difference between FTPS and SFTP? Well, I think we explained this in a previous question without really reading these. FTPS is FTP with SSL, and then SFTP is FTP with SSH. Um, and that's really the difference here. So A would be wrong. SFTP includes additional capabilities for managing files, which is true. Are identical protocols. Both protocols use SSL to ensure. The correct answer here is B. Additional capabilities for managing files, such as resuming interrupted transfers, getting a listing of directories, and removing files and directories. If FTPS uses SSL to encrypt information, while SFTP uses SSH. Both protocols are not identical, although their names are similar. Okay. Which of the following is an example of a network segmentation technique that provides logical separation of devices within the same device? Um, Logical separations of devices within the same device. It sounds like a VLAN. Yep. VLANs provide a logical separation within the same device by creating virtual networks that act as if they are on separate physical devices. And then it explains the other ones. Which of the following is a part of the UEFI BIOS specification and allows us to ensure that no part of the bootloader has been changed by any malicious software? This is secure boot. Be yeah. Sorry, just difficult to read all of these, especially wordy ones. So we'll move on. What does HTTPS stand for in the context of secure web communication? Well, it does stand for the in the context of secure web communication. Well, traffic is encrypted, but it would it would mean C. It'd be a secured connection. HTTPS stands for HTTP secure and and is used to encrypt data transmitted over a network. It uses public key encryption method in which public and private keys are paired to transfer symmetric keys across the network. Basically, HTTPS provides a secure communication channel over HTTP. Which of the following is a common type of segmentation used to provide access to services on a local network while still blocking external access to the internal network? Sounds like a DMZ, a screen subnet, or a DMZ. A screen subnet or DMZ is a common type of segmentation used to provide access to services on a local network while still blocking external access to internal network. A screen subnet is a separate network built specifically for incoming traffic from the internet. Users access the services on the screen subnet rather than accessing the internal part of the network. Additional security controls are set up to ensure that no one has access to the inside of the network while still providing access to the applications that are on the network. Okay. Which protocol uses SSH to encrypt information during file transfer? So this is SFTP. Seems like this is similar questions again over and over again. So we'll keep it moving. Which of the following is a primary advantage of using endpoint detection and response (EDR) over traditional antivirus and anti-malware software? Um, I would guess B here. Oh, no, it's C. Uses machine learning. Okay, we'll come back to this one. Which of the following is a characteristic of an always-on virtual private network? Yeah, it'd have some direct connection to the corporate network, which means tunneling, you know, to that VPN would get you access to the corporate network. A lot of remote remote jobs have VPN set up so that you could tunnel into the um, corporate network, but through your own internet connection. So see here. Yeah, let's move on. What is IPsec? Well, it is Protocol Security. I mean, easy one. We'll take it. Internet Protocol Security allows key to send information across this layer 3 public internet, but encrypt the data so that all the information remains confidential. IPsec also includes packet signing for integrity and anti-replay features. One nice part of IPsec is that it is all that it is so standardized, and you can use different manufacturers' equipment on both ends of the tunnel. Both of these manufacturers will be able to communicate with each other using IPsec because this is such a well-known and well-established standard. What is a primary advantage of using endpoint detection and response over traditional antivirus malware? So we had the question. It was related to machine learning. So on B here, EDR has an advantage over traditional antivirus and anti-malware software as it employs machine learning and process monitoring to identify and block malicious actions instead of relying solely on signature-based detection. This enables EDR to detect and prevent a wider range of threats and adapt to new attack techniques. Tongue twister. Which of the following describes the difference between a split tunnel and a full tunnel? Well, a split tunnel only encrypts certain types of traffic, while a full tunnel encrypts all the traffic. That sounds that's true. Um, Split tunnel only encrypts traffic between remote locations. Uh, no, yeah, I think I'm going with B here. I didn't really read these other ones too much, but B sounds like D. Sounds like the correct answer. Ooh, we got this one wrong. Okay, we should have read the other. We should have we should have read the other answers. A split tunnel VPN can transmit some data outside of the tunnel, while a full tunnel sends all the data through the VPN concentrator. Okay, I guess that's true as well. Um, yeah, we'll come back to that one. Which email protocol provides public private key encryption mechanisms for email security? Um, that's mine. What protocol can be used to communicate with centralized? This is an LDAP question. Essentially, when you see centralized directory, right? This is an immediate active directory question, right? Or an AD question. LDAP is uh, lightweight access protocol, but it's used in Active Directory. If that makes sense. Which of the following is a characteristic of site-to-site VPN? Uh, Encrypts data between two networks, designed for end users, commonly used as SSL, primary user individuals, users working remotely. I mean, A, yeah, be true. It is primarily, there is some truth to A. This is incorrect because site-to-site VPN are primarily using encrypt data between two networks. Well, I'd argue there's some truth in A, but yes, C would be the correct answer here, just by choice. We'll come back to that one. Which of the following describes the primary purpose of DLP in an organization's security infrastructure? Stop sensitive data from being sent across the network in clear or encrypted form. Uh, Other ones don't seem to be correct here. Yep. Let's see. DLP helps organizations protect their sensitive data from unauthorized access and potential breaches. What is the primary purpose of a host-based intrusion detection system? Uh, D. Analyze log files on systems and detect intrusions. Upon detecting an intrusion, the software can reconfigure firewalls or other security devices to prevent additional attacks on the computer. What type of VPN is commonly used by individual users, such as those accessing a corporate network from a coffee shop or a hotel? Um, type of VPN, interesting. Well, I would assume one that's in relation to layer two. Okay, correct answer is the client to site. Okay, we'll come back to that one. What is full disk encryption? The entirety of the hard drive. The sorry, not really reading these out loud. Just kind of finding the key pieces and just kind of immediately answering. Save some time here. It is unfortunately getting some of the questions wrong because we're not reading the full question. But we are also practicing time efficiency because the test is timed. So we just want to make sure that we are completing the test, the test to the best of our ability, but in the quickest way. Which protocols use to securely query routers or switches for information ensuring confidentiality? Uh, query routers. Simple network management protocol D. As SNMP v3 added encryption to ensure confidentiality, integrity, and authentication capabilities that the users can be confident in the security of their communication with network devices. Which of the following describes the difference between a split tunnel and a full tunnel VPN config? So we had this question before. We just unfortunately answered it wrong, but the correct answer here is A. Let's move on. What type of VPN is commonly used end to end over TCP port 443? Interesting. That's a good clue. Well, we know 443 is the encrypted port, which is SSL TLS. So based on context clues here, we're going D. All right, let's move on. What protocol is used to encrypt conversations in real time using AES encryption and can include additional security features such as authentication and integrity? Um, Crypt conversations. I think this is a PKI question. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, I don't remember this one. Real-time transfer protocol is used to enable secure communication of voice and video over IP networks. It uses AES encryption to protect conversations. can include additional security features such as authentication, integrity, and replay protection. HMAC SHA-1 is used for authentication, which is a hash-based message authentication code using the hashing protocol SHA-1. We'll come back to that one. Which the following is a characteristic of site-to-site VPN. Um, well, it encrypts data between two networks. See, what is the purpose of NTPsec in the comparison to the original NTP protocol? It provides encryption for voice over IP, adds security to remove existing vulnerabilities to NTP, enables secure email communication, ensures secure video over IP. I think the correct answer here is B. Yeah. The original NTPs was not designed with security in mind, which led to attackers exploiting it for amplification attacks during distributed denial of services. NTPsec addresses these issues by enhancing the security of the protocol. Which technology supports VPN software running inside of a browser using API capabilities in a modern browser? Supports VPN software running inside of a browser. HTML5. Yep. One of the nice features of HTML5 that supports application programming interfaces, which is API, and includes a web cryptography API as part of the browser. This means you don't have to install any software. There's no installation of a client. You simply start your browser, connect to the remote network, and you're able to send SSL VPN connection without installing any additional code. Many of the latest browsers supports VPN software running inside of them using HTML5. What is the primary purpose of boot attestation process? Ensuring the BIOS update, to ensure that the BIOS update comes from the manufacturer, verifying the digital signature of the operating system kernel, checking the digital signature of the hard drive hard hardware drivers, comparing the system boot report to known trusted information. Yeah, to attest something in like court, you have to compare it to something that's trusted or well known. So D is the answer here. Attestation server, uh, attestation server compares this information to known trusted trusted information, allowing sysadmins to identify if any unauthorized changes have occurred in the system. Um, which of the following protocols provides both integrity and encryption for IPsec tunnel? Uh, both integrity and encryption for an IPsec tunnel. Authentication header. An authentication header and encapsulation security payload (ESP). AH provides integrity by adding a digital signature to each packet, while ESP provides encryption by encapsulating the original packet and adding confidentiality information. And then explains what the other ones are. Um, which type of VPN is commonly used by individual users, such as those accessing a corporate network from a coffee shop or hotel, client to site? We had this question. You we answered incorrectly. Let's move on. What protocol is commonly used in site-to-site VPN implementation, connecting two networks as if they are the same? Layer 2 network, but through a layer 3 network. Which protocol commonly is used? Uh, ooh, yes, L2 TP is commonly used in site-to-site VPN implementation connecting two networks. On the same layer 2 network, but through layer 3 network. L2 TP is often used in conjunction with IPsec networks and provides tunnel between two sites, while IPsec provides the encryption capabilities. 2 TP over IPsec is a common implementation of this technology. All right. What protocol should be used to ensure confidentiality, integrity, and authentication of SNMP communication? Um, DV3. What is a feature of using a load balancer for SSL TLS encryption? Um, Load balancers perform SSL TLS encryption in the hardware, which saves processing power. We learned about this one in our previous streams. Yep. Offload the CPU cycles and improve communication speeds between the load balancer and servers. This is known as SSL offloading. What is DNSSEC? DNSSEC, um, protocol for renaming domain names, mechanism for preventing DNS server overload, a security extension for domain name system. That's a correct answer here. A tool for monitoring file integrity. C. Yep. We kind of went over DNSSEC in some of the previous questions here. Which of the following best describes the primary function of a host-based intrusion prevention system? So we had HIDS and now we have HIPS. Blocking sensitive data from being transferred. Well, identifying and blocking inbound attacks based on known vulnerabilities before they reach the operating system. Uh, yeah, what D here. Yep. This is a proactive approach to help maintain security of endpoint devices. What is a measured boot? Um, a measured boot is a process that measures if any changes have occurred with the operating system. Verifies digital signature of the operating system kernel, part of the to protect the BIOS or malicious updates. I think it's the C one here. Yeah, measured boot is a process that allows us to measure if any changes have occurred with the operating system. The UEFI stores a hash of the firmware and boot drivers, and the hash created by the information is stored within the TPM of this system. A verification report showing all of the gathered information is sent to the attestation server, which then compares information in that report with the information it knows to be trusted on the system. Uh, what is the difference between persistent and dissolvable agent in a network access control? Um, Persistent agent is a permanent piece of software installed on the device, while a dissolvable agent only runs temporarily when the device connects. Uh, just based on English here, I mean A sounds correct. When connecting to a network, posture assessments are necessary to ensure device. Excuse me. Ensure device is safe for use. Agents run on these devices to perform these assessments, and there are two types of agents: persistent and dissolvable. A persistent agent is a permanent piece of software installed on a device and always runs when the device is connected to the network. In contrast, a dissolvable agent only runs temporarily until the assessment is complete and is not temporarily installed on the device. These agents can check devices for factors like security software, encryption, and corporate applications that may pose a threat if they are not up to date. All right, a couple more. Which of the following statements is correct about Post Office Protocol or POP and Internet Message Access Protocol? POP3 and IMAP protocols do not offer security. Do not offer any security options. SSL cannot be used in communication with POP3. IMAP allows the use of secure uh the use of secure which is uses sorry allows the use of secure IMAP which uses SSL. Users should always be using encrypted communication. Okay, that's immediately wrong. Uh let's see. According to the text, POP3 users can use the start TLS instruction that includes SSL and POP3, and IMAP users can choose secure IMAP, which uses SSL. Therefore, option C is correct. Oh, what is secure real-time transport protocol? Um, an encrypted version of real-time transport protocol with additional security features. Uh, yep. Um, the SRTP provides confidentiality, authentication, integrity, and replay protection. It uses AS encryption and HMAC SHA-1 hashing protocol to add security to voice and video over IP. Which the following is an example of an approach to allow access control to a network based on criteria other than being on the edge of the network. Which of the following is an example of an approach to allow access control to a network based on criteria other than being on the edge of the network, allowing allowing those who have company issued devices to connect to the network. Checking the device for posture compliance before allowing network access. Treating all devices equally trustworthy, restricting access based on the device brand. I think A might be the correct answer here. All right, it's B. All right, we'll come back to that one then. What protocol can be used to access a central directory? DAP, which is what is one way a load balancer can provide more efficient access to web servers. Um, Dynamic using round robin to distribute load. Oh, yes, more efficient. Huh? I think C kind of talks about efficiency. Let's see here. Yep, offload some of the TCP overhead and keep communication between the load balancer and servers efficient. The load balancer may also provide caching services for frequently accessed information, which of the following is a method used to prevent broadcast storms on a switch. Um, Preventing, huh? MAC filtering, spanning tree protocol, frontal loops. Okay, didn't know. Will come back to that one. Which of the following is a way to protect data inside of a database or replacing sensitive data with a token that is not associated with the original value? Tokenization. Move on. Which of the following method is commonly used by administrators to restrict the execution of application based on a specific criteria, such as application has digital signature or storage location. Allow and deny list. If applications in an allow list can run without any issues, while those not on the list are prevented from executing. Criteria can include application hash, digital signature, or storage location, among others. What is a spanning tree protocol? We learned about this in a previous question. So a way to limit the amount of broadcast that can be sent to any particular uh, in a particular second. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's getting late here. Let's review. Visit that one in a couple minutes. What is a key? Yeah, I can definitely tell I'm tired. What is a key feature of next gen firewalls that differentiate them from traditional firewalls? Uh, they can identify and control applications of the network regardless of IP or port number. Which of the following is a characteristic of active and passive load balancing? Incoming load evenly across the servers. Track session ID to ensure that others are on standby. Going D here. Yeah. Which of the following is a standard for preventing loops on a switch? Spanning tree protocol. C. What is a feature for load balancing technology that allow for continuous service availability even if one fails? Um, Server redundancy. Which of the following is true about active regards affinity? Active allows all servers to be active at the same time with any one server being able to handle requests. That's true. What is the IEEE standard used for loop prevention on a layer 2 networks? C. Oh, we're learning about loop prevention tonight, so I'm glad that we're picking up on these questions. Um, oh, this one we just kind of skip that one. Which of the following is an example on the edge case? This was B. Yep. Y methods to prevent broadcast storms, spanning tree, spanning tree protocol prevents loops on a network switch. Okay, well, we did some extra questions tonight, so but that covers section 3, and then we'll jump back into 4 and 5 tomorrow and the day after, and then hopefully, once we start getting through these, we can start taking some. I've been taking some Udemy tests on the side just to kind of practice, right? And those have been helping. And then there's some additional professor measure notes that are kind of out on the web that I've went through. But these are good too. These are kind of a quick study session that It's also easy to stream, right? So, yeah, thanks for watching, and have a great day.